We are live.
We are live.
Morning, everyone.
We'll start in a minute or so. We'll give people a minute further to get into the lounge.
The participants is...
it's ticking up.
It is.
Numbers go up.
I see some well-known people around. If you don't have anything else to do and you have your coffee ready, just you are very welcome to test the chat and the Q&A. I don't know who is sending these thumbs up. Is it us or is that great? Seems like sound is working and the video is also working. Yeah, we are around 70% of signed up participants right now. So since we are in Stockholm and some of you are in Jutland, there's half an hour of difference, but time difference. I saw a picture yesterday about in Italy, if a meeting was planned to start at 3 o'clock. In Northern Italy, it's 3:05.
3:05.
Southern Italy is 3:30 or 5 or 6, something like that.
Okay. We can give it the Northern Italy, at least the Northern Italy buffer.
Well, I think not 5 minutes. This webinar will be recorded anyway, and actually also with the subtitles and everything. So if one of your colleagues are late, they will be able to have a look at it afterwards. Oh, somebody wrote in the chat. Hi, Niels. Yeah. Yeah, probably we are more than half an hour, actually. I used to say that between Bornholm and Esbjerg, the most eastern and western part is around half an hour in Denmark, even though we are in the same time zone. So maybe Stockholm is actually a little bit more. Good, Niels. Thank you. Niels is also a very experienced director at Force, so he knows things. 10 years, yeah, it's good with you, Niels.
So the chat is working.
Yeah, and
the chat is public, but we also have the Q&A, so we'll look at both throughout, but we'll try to get some time to go through the questions at the end. But keep using the chat. Even though we're coming up on 60-something people in the webinar.
I know we're on 60.
We can keep it interactive if it's not.
Yeah.
It's not too much.
So have in mind, if you write something in the chat, your name will be visible to everybody. All the really nitty-gritty questions where you want to try us out, you could either put them in the chat or in the Q&A. In the Q&A, we know who you are, but nobody else. Yeah, we should at least get 5 more participants.
Another tick.
Oh, another tick. And can you go to the participant list? Oh, hi, Per. that was Per from Malgeno that attended, so it's good. I hope you have your coffee ready. Good. I think it's time to start. It's close to 5 minutes past 9. And welcome to everybody, every one of you. Hope you have your coffee ready and no disturbances in the next hour. We are so happy to see so many attending this webinar. Or actually, this is more like a kind of a fireside chat concept. So we would very much like you to get involved, come with your questions, your opinions, if something that we say is not aligned with what your experience is. And we're also so impressed to see the knowledge that is behind the screen. And when we say behind the screen, it's because we're looking into a screen and a camera.
Yeah, we said that before, that it would make sense to flip the camera around with the knowledge that we have in the participant list. So that's even more reason to be active in the Q&A in the chat. It's
Yeah, and I have an idea, Pierre. Why not? If we could provide something for all the audiences to interact with us later, with all these generative AI and agents, we'll find out something.
We'll think of something.
Good. We will record this webinar or this fireside chat as we said, so where you'll have it afterwards. It will also be published on YouTube with the subtitles. I guess both in Swedish, Finnish, Danish, of course,
whatever.
Whatever. We have the Q&A for those of you that just attended. The Q&A is where you can ask questions. They are anonymous to everybody else, except us, of course. We will not mention who you are. And if you write in the chat, that will be visible to everybody. After this, at around 10, we'll invite those of you that are interested in getting more in-depth of this area to participate in a deep dive, we can call it.
Yeah, so we'll have a demo room. Since we have a still quite limited time, we'll show some demo, but we can have a more interactive. So we'll have a Google Meet at 10 past 10, and we'll have 10-15 minutes where you can interact fully, and we can demo or play around or show what we're talking about.
Yeah. We want to go from slideware to actually actions and executing this vision. And the last thing, if you are interested in getting more of this and you have time, join also the webinar at 11. It's in Danish, and we'll be focusing on the Danish market, but there's a lot of key takeaways also for other markets as well. So welcome to you all. I guess you have found out who here and me are, so we don't need to do this. I'm responsible for the Danish market and Danish organization, and Per is the co-founder of
guilty of the entire thing.
Yeah, you're one of the two. Okay, so thank you all and welcome to this. And with this, let's go to the agenda.
Yeah, so we'll have a short agenda and a simple, not too many different things that we want to cover. So if you come out of this having the understanding why we think the agentic era is here and why it's important and why it's happening now, and you understand what it is, and you have a sense of what it will mean to be in the agentic era next week, tomorrow, next year, and also to understand what we are doing to at least have one alternative of how we are trying to make this happen and what we are doing and when, then we'll be happy if you have some of that coming out of this, will be good.
Maybe also that you are, after this webinar, you are have the exact knowledge, so you can also cut through all the buzzword bingo that is around, so you actually know what is generative AI, what is normal AI, and what is also agentic AI, because I think we will see a lot of buzzwords in this. Everybody is also now AI this, AI that. We want to try also to cut through this noise.
Yeah, and it's new, so it's bound to be jargon heavy and terms are elastic. But so the agentic era, you have seen numbers like this. I don't know if you've how much you have reflected on it, but this is from October. Morgan Stanley, having gone through the real estate industry in depth, coming up with 37% of all tasks being automatable now. So
as we speak.
As we speak. As we speak. So this is with or this was 2 months ago. So it's old news. No, I don't know what the number would be now, but this is still quite almost half of what we are doing in this industry automatable now, and they think that this will happen over the next 3 to 5 years.
And this is for the real estate industry.
This is specifically for
this the is similar to other public organizations, the retailers, and everybody else that has the large portfolios.
And a month later, so this is from November. McKinsey, Global Institute, estimating 57% of all tasks that are being done in U.S. work being automatable. So number went up.
Yeah.
And then a few weeks ago, So if the previous two were tasks, this is for you'll get the you see the reference there, and you'll get this sent out. You can check this out. It's a simulation environment for the entire economy, and they estimated the almost 12% of all jobs being automated.
And that is physical jobs.
That's in total. That's also now. This is what the state of technology now. So
right now.
So this all of these things, whether it's 37, 57, 12, it's it just cannot be denied. If this is possible, it's more a matter of time than a matter of if.
But we also saw, I think it's 1 or 2 years ago, we saw the first e-commerce or stores that was more or less built by agents, or not agents in that sense, but you automated a lot. You could actually buy a T-shirt and everything was handled with ChatGPTs and stuff like that. And we also heard, I think that was on the Snyder Summit, that NVIDIA is expecting that in 10 years, it's possible to run an automaker industry or a company just by without any people involved.
Yeah, so it's and this is just something that this is an incredible opportunity, and it is also something that everyone as individual, as companies, just get on the right side of this to drive this and not be driven by this. This is if it's possible, it will happen, and it will be a matter of time more than if. And this follows a longer trend. So automation is not new. With since Henry Ford, he said something similar. If a machine can do it, it will. When he built the first production line. But what we can see here is two things. One is that the pace of this is escalating. If it took 40 years for digitalisation to take effect, and they're now saying something similar in 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
It's the snooze button is lethal. This is something that is happening now, and we also see how what we have done over the last decade has really prepared work to be automated.
Yeah.
So we took complex processes, we made them into something that could be standardized, repeatable, supported by an application. And software is great, but applications are inflexible and can only handle very standardized processes and everything. And this is how the previous era interacts sort of with this AI era, agentic era, where information, everything is quantifiable, processes are standardized, and expertise has been made from tacit to codified.
Yeah, I know a lot of you out there knows when Excel came in, and then you made your macros in Excel. It's more or less the same development,
just everything,
just way more. Yeah.
And this is just a simple the macro of the agentic era is this is possible, and it is now. We can argue. I think most of us, the safe bet is that it will be much more than 37%, and it will be a little bit more than 3 years. It will be a much higher impact and a little bit a longer time frame. But it doesn't. The situation is still the same. It's the agentic era is here. We have tools and opportunities that we didn't have 2 months ago, half a year ago.
And this is not only requiring tech and software and data or governance for that sake. It's also about humans, because we need to adapt to this. There will be a lot of change management in the companies.
It will be change management in the companies. It will be it will be a political. There will be we have the environment, but this will be the other thing that is happening. If we continue to have a 12% now, 60% of all tasks automatable, it will change. Individually, organizations, governments. This is you've signed up for this webinar. You know that you know that already. But this is that is why we feel like the agentic area. So what does the agentic really mean? What you talked about AI, agentic. What do we mean, or what does it mean? The important distinction that sometimes gets conflated is between generative AI and agentic AI. So, generative AI, we've lived with that for a couple of years. Chatbots. So if we see here what the way NVIDIA tries to define it is something generating content and generating original content. If you're talking with an LLM, if you say something, it says something back, and however, an agent is autonomous and takes initiative and does work. So that is that's automating acts.
So when I have my ChatGPT, I just signed up for it's for free, and all my data are being used to training everything else. And I take this picture of my food, and it comes up with a suggestion to what I'm going to eat. Is that the generative AI, or is that actually outside of this scope? Is that steps before this?
What we have, why this is getting a little picky is that the powerful AI models now is LLMs. So agentic AI is also driven by the same models that are generative. But if you are giving it a picture and it's giving some content back, some reply, that's it's not an agentic application that's doing anything. It responds. It doesn't act.
But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people, both you behind the screen, but also your colleagues, are a little bit nervous because they know about all these hallucinations and bias, and the LLMs wants to please us and stuff like that. What happens if we do this and it hallucinates, and can we trust this?
That is more about how we use these models, and there is a difference where if we in the key to agentic AI is that it's using tools to do something. So it's that is where the world is defined, where it's more deterministic, and it's not up to the AI agent to come up with what should happen or how. But here is also to further distinguish between the two. So it's not about generative AI not being cool and agentic AI being more impressive. It's different things. And we've all had these aha moments where something that we have done before took ages, just a minute or less, and that is still. That is the magic trick that we'll continue to see more of it. The difference is where it goes to zero. With agentic AI, it's something that where if you've done it and you've set up an agent to do something, tasked an agent to do something, you don't need to do it anymore. No one needs to do it anymore. It goes to zero and it can multiply.
It doesn't have to go on holidays and
doesn't have to go on holiday.
And
when generative AI is about helping, assisting you do the work,
very human driven.
Yeah, you're still doing it. You're still the operator, and then you're helped by an assistant. In agentic AI, you're the supervisor, and the AI is the operator. So it's it's a magic trick going from many orders of magnitude of optimization. But it's the difference here is that what used to be very, very few tasks that could be really automated, now we see more than half of tasks being going to zero.
Yeah, and it's not just a very advanced macro.
It's the workflows are I mean, it's the same, but the difference is that we have now this intelligence that can handle the ambiguity of the real world and of real work.
Yeah.
So where we've all had pretty good macros and processes where it seems like it's set up for automation, and it just fails because the real world is noisy and it's much more complex than you can imagine in advance. But here, with Agentic AI, you have this sense, reason, and act loop, where the reasoning is the difference. And now we have this reasoning engines with these frontier models that can handle the real world, can go by objectives instead by deterministic descriptions and decisions.
Yeah, so it's the reasoning that is the big change. Of course, apart from all the availability of data, it's a reasoning, because before we also had the sensing in a macro. I just relate to that because everybody knows how that is, or RPA stuff like that, but sensing and acting. And if something was wrong, it just repeated that. But now we have the sensing. I know a little bit later we have a very good example of an agent that is actually reasoning. We have a question.
Yeah, very good. So this is exactly so. The question, if you have the chat open, it's are you saying that there's zero maintenance of the AI agents? No. So the work goes to zero. There is still the role of us will become that of supervisors. So previously we were helped and we were still doing the work. We were transferring data from one place to another, taking the Gen AI output and putting it into wherever it needed to go. That goes to zero. There is still setting up agents, figuring out if they're doing what they're supposed to, and determining the quality of their work, making sure they have the correct guardrails. All of that. There is the supervision and the maintenance doesn't go to zero, but the work goes to zero. It's so we. Yeah.
And I think also we can have another one thing is that we can replace or remove manual tasks. But I think also that every one of you knows that we are not doing enough in our buildings to reduce carbon emissions. I think we can also put it another way around. You can actually become 50% more efficient in your existing organization.
I think it's whether it's the investigating alerts, whether it's looking at incoming data from projects, or whether there is it's not something that's specific to the real estate industry. It's for everyone, that where there is so much work that no one has time to do. So it's not necessarily that the people are out of the picture. More like we we can manage to do everything that we should do, and that we can do what we would want.
We have so many tasks that we haven't got the time, because a lot of tasks is also seasonal. There's some parts of a month, we are way more busy always in the end of the month, or for those of you managing buildings, when you have new tenants moving in and out. You that has campuses, you have all the students coming. They are coming in some big bunches, or when it's getting cold or hot, there's a lot of work to do if you have 300 buildings.
When it rains, it pours, in whatever the theme is, whatever the activity is. And then just to finish off this generative and agentic. So if ChatGPT recently turned 3, launching this era we are in now, MCP, which launched the agentic era, turned 1 just a week ago, and it's in practice it's sort of when in April, May, when it was really available to the world, and so this in practically half a year is pretty enormous. So this is the beginning. It's not that we see the end of it. This is not the end. This is merely the end of the beginning.
Everybody knows ChatGPT. ChatGPT is becoming the name of like we are Googling also, even though we're using something else to search. But ChatGPT, we know. The MCP is that. I know everybody now knows what an API is. We are speaking with also people knowledgeable about data. What is that MCP, model context protocol?
Model context protocol. So if agentic AI is about this loop to sense, reason, and act, to have eyes, a brain, and then some hands to act. MCP is those eyes and the hands. So it's the way for AI agents to interact with the outside world. When you in ChatGPT or in Claude, when it is going out on the internet to fetch the best information, it is using MCP, or Claude at least is using MCP
to translate and understand.
Yeah, and to get out of, otherwise it's only an intelligence in a vacuum. But to interact with the outside world, that's what this model, the AI model, to have the protocol between its context and the outside world. And the key term which is in the MCP framework is tools. So MCP is about providing tools for AI models. So a tool to search the internet, tool to change the set point, a tool to get historical data to understand if a valve is broken, or if a tenant is about to churn, if they are going to renew or not, or the tool to create a work order to have someone.
So we are also changing all that data and that very techy stuff down besides all our data silos. We don't need to be an engineer or developer or a expert in coding something. We can actually ask a system, what can you help me with? Is that what it actually does?
Yeah, I mean the weird thing about this era is that it's natural. It's all natural language. That defining an agent doing something, it's all natural language. Just say what you want. Say what it is you need. I think you said it, that you had this question from someone. I would want to have something that is.
So I can ask my building how much electricity did you spend this weekend?
Yeah, or in the morning, were there any issues at night?
And if I can also say if it's below this or above this, book a meeting with this guy.
Yeah, or if there's a problem, reach out to this.
Cool.
Great. And this is still. I see this. I was in a innovation day just a few days ago with a big property owner in Scandinavia, who didn't really understand the difference. We were just there to listen, and we were showing something else. But they were talking about how they were just talking with the data, so interacting with the data. And that's clearly something that doesn't have any hands. So if you have an AI that's on top of your data lake or your BI system, it's very, very useful, because you will get these what took weeks will take minutes. What took months to build will be available in seconds, but it's generative. But so that is the difference. If you so far have a sort of understand why we think this is an impactful moment in time, and the difference between what we have seen, this magic trick of the generative AI and agentic, that's it. So what will this mean for us in the industry? So automation, it comes down to sort of to breaking down work. So this is old canon. So work and breaking it's really everything that we do is something of these 7 categories. So physical activities, either unplanned or planned. If it's planned, then it's something that can be automated, probably already is. It's data collection or data processing. This is what a lot of the digitalisation era did. So what used to be expertise or physical tasks became tasks of data collection and data processing, so that we could look at the number and decide what to do in some other system with that number. Or applying expertise. So whatever cannot be standardized or prescribed in advance, a new cognitive task. Or these human interactions. They call it interacting with stakeholders, whether it's your team, your vendors, your customers, whatever it is, and managing people. And what used to be digitalization, you would transform tasks into data collection and data processing. Then you could make an application for it, and then that would be automated. But now with this elastic and powerful reasoning engines involved, it can apply its own expertise. We have had an aha moment every 2 weeks since May, and one of them about this applying expertise and doing unexpected things was an agent analyzing the indoor air quality and trying to understand presence. And it found that the sensor was broken where it was doing the analysis, and on its own initiative, it used the carbon dioxide reading of the room to infer presence and then still do the analysis. And it is the perfect example of just this is elastic, and it can handle this messy, noisy, ambiguous world where work is.
Yeah, and that reasoning tells that it's using alternatives to get to the same goal.
Yeah, even
and it's also giving us the feedback that, hey, I could not find that peer sensor. I used the CO2 sensor instead. So you're getting that kind of insight in your building that you didn't actually know, and you could spend hours or days maybe.
And I think, yeah.
And we have a question from Eric from Normatic. Yeah, exactly. Normatic, you are so fast to give the access to all those data. And that is one of the very important things, is that you have, as all you around in this webinar, have so many data in your buildings. And it's the system integrators like Normatic and Bravida and those that are a very important player in this, because they have the tools to open up. And some of them have been doing this for years. And maybe other systems are too legacy that can be quite difficult to get data from. But
we'll move along. So this where we saw how this digitalization era, where we would be providing tools there, where you would still operate something, where you would be supported and it would be enhanced. The difference here is that the agents can take care of entire workflows and only bother us when we need to come into the picture. Whether it's if we think of what it would be, spotting an inefficiency, coming up with a solution and then implementing it, where otherwise it would be involving a human going into different systems to devise change and implementing it. This would be we see already now where AI agents come up with a solution and propose it, or if we allow it, it can just go ahead and implement it.
And I love that explanations, because it's very clear where in these workflows where you can automate, or you can bring in the agents to reason stuff.
And it's not something that's limited to building control or this building technology. It's everything from administrative to other processes as well. So. If you remember this sequence, this accelerating sequence from digitalization to agentic, what we come now is we need to go after these 37%. If it's possible, everyone obviously, the sooner the better that we can get rid of the work that we do not want to do. And we will find ourselves going about this, some which are generic tasks that are automated. So legal, HR, accounting, controlling, everything that is in all companies the same. Enterprise, this sort of enterprise AI group that is emerging. And then it will be a set of tasks that relate to building real estate industry specific data convention, where you need specific eyes or specific hands
ontologies
in order to perform it. So when we're going, how will it be to work with in this agentic era? Well, it's the difference is that we will all be supervisors. We will not perform the work. A lot of the work will be automatable, and we will be supervisors, where AI agents will do the heavy lifting. And the other important thing to understand is that we talk about how the apprenticeship model of work is broken. That we have the last cohort of senior lawyers or accountants or whatever it is. But it's also the other way around, where we are all equal here. No one is a senior worker in the agentic era. No one has done this before. So we all have the same opportunity to understand how this will work. Yeah.
And that's a question that what new competences and skills will be required for supervising this, and also that how can we ensure that trust and transparency when AI does this. And before I answer that, I think we also have to have in mind that what are we coming from?
Yeah.
Because right now, and we are talking maybe a little bit also about guardrails and that stuff, but right now, large companies are doing so much training of staff about governance and make sure you don't send this email to everybody and stuff like that. We're coming from one world, now we're coming into a more data-driven, and the question is very important because what are these competences that we need now? Is it actually some of the same that we have now, or what?
I think it's there's been a number of studies for generative AI that has found that competency in the domain that you are working trumps AI competency or sort of IT competence, and this is even more so. So what will happen is that it will be the work that is left for us to do will be much more sophisticated. And it will require more domain expertise. Human work, or what we do, what the staff do, will be a flight to these activity categories of work that are not automatable. Expertise, managing stakeholders, managing people. That's what will be more needed. But domain expertise will just
curiosity
increase in
and also ability to adapt, because things will change faster. And we know that all our people coming out from the schools right now, they are used to and they are trained in that what they are coming out when they're going to work in 5 or 10 years is maybe work that does not exist 2 years ago.
And this this other question is very good. We will touch upon it a little bit later, but it essentially how we think this will come about is not that you have one oracle that will just make all the decisions for you, but this will be bottom up, where you take parts of processes, parts of tasks, and you will have an expert that will carry out the work instead, and it will be not to have an entire process opaquely done by some super intelligence, but as you'll see later, this team of AI agents that will collaborate. So this is kind of what we talked about. What will be left and what will be required by staff? It's the same that will be required by the technology landscape. There will be a commoditization of intellectual work, whether it's done by people or by what we have now, a lot of applications that are doing supportive work, and it will cut the same way that a lot of things that we are doing is no longer hard to do, no longer as needed, and it will also mean that we will work a little bit differently. We were trying to understand how many applications companies have. I was with an American customer of ours a couple of weeks ago. They had 200 and something SaaS products that they had set up with an enterprise agreement, and that they were managing. They had 216 products to own internally, and a lot of them will be done agentically instead. It will be not only humans. So this is what is left. It demands more expertise, the work that is done there, and it doesn't mean that the work goes out the window. So what do we do? What do we proptech do? We've been building this application platform, this app store and ecosystem for real estate industry for a couple of years, And we are seeing how what we should do instead, and what we are trying to do instead and focus on is a platform to enable AI. If all of this can be done by AI agents, it will be done by AI agents. And we have the hands and eyes to do this. Yeah.
Yes, as Ole, you are so right, and it's also a little bit related to what Eric from Nordomatics said before. One of the key barriers and opportunities, depending on where you are in the value chain, is how BMS companies are opening up data. That's one, but and that will be more addressed in the next webinar we have. But when the data is there, we also need the ontologies. We need the semantic. We need the relations in the data.
Yeah.
But yes, BMS companies is having a big job or opportunity, but there is so many other applications also used for running a building, or tenant management, your facility management.
Yeah, and this is so coming back to here. So we have built this application platform. We've built really eyes and hands for applications. And so everything that is property, real estate specific, that is where whenever there is this sense, reason, act, whenever the powerful reasoning engines from whether it's Google or OpenAI or Anthropic, whatever it is, whenever there is a process where they need to sense something building specific, real estate specific, or they do need to act with something real estate specific. Set point, a work order, a lease, whatever it is, that's where we try to come in. So a lot we are trying to enable AI, but not trying to do anything that these gigantic companies that are building this. We see that the first wave of agentification are around preparing leases, about legal, HR, or controlling, and that is not what we are trying to do at all. But in many of those cases, you need some canonical truth about building, something about some real world input, and that's where we come in. So we in this new stack, we are the tool. We are trying to be the tool layer. So a lot of what I started is around adding knowledge and data to a generative AI application, and we are trying to be these tools. That means that AI can act in the real estate industry, in the real estate world. We'll move along just so we can. So what the fundamentals are the same. We've built this powerful security and access management role. So when you are going to let agents do something, you need to really be able to control exactly what they are doing and what they are not doing. So to not have the energy agent you've just built lock out all your tenants in order to optimize something, or to have.
I've actually seen that. A human locking all doors in a whole company. That's some years ago.
You need access management for authorization for the human workforce also. But otherwise, it's these fundamentals and tools. It's what is easiest and what is more of the same of what we have done before. We did a tool belt for applications. We are doing a tool belt so to enable AI agents to be competent real estate workers. And we also need to have a workshop for them where they can work, where they can live and work, so that they are not only alive when someone is speaking to them, so that they execute, so that they can have a routine, so that they can talk with each other
so this virtual office.
This whether it's an office or
but it doesn't count on the square meters.
Doesn't
right?
count. No. It's what they're saying is that there will be a data center, and that will be more or less a country full of Nobel laureate geniuses, and that's where they will have their office. But then, as the previous question, so setting up these agents, making sure that they are authorized to do what they need to do and nothing else, measure what they are doing, and tune how they are doing it, their objectives, what they are. That's also something we are building, this sort of management layer around it.
But I also think that we should have in mind that, like humans, we are not perfect. Maybe we are working 95% correct and 5% we do mistakes, or some have to go earlier from work and they don't manage to do the jobs finished that day. Agents are also not perfect. They need governance.
And they will need to be. They will need to be improved over time. We are starting with very simple things, and they can do some of it now, and it will be an iterative process, so they can go after these 37%. But it will be a team of agents that will be doing it, and not this one super intelligence that will come.
And you have transparency into their roles and their responsibilities and stuff like that.
How they interact and what they were, why they were doing something, and on what behalf, and the motivation of something. And so we have built this structure in order to have have a meaningful way of addressing these 37% that we can automate in the real estate industry, and going after the share of it that is real estate specific. We have used this sort of. We talked about that before. How have we dreamt up these categories or not? No, I think we'll see. Maybe task runners will be called something else. But now this is one of the ways to describe these simple agents that is more like traditional software and is doing one thing. It's not really. It's not capable of doing a whole process or a work, but it's mostly feeding into. Waking up someone else to continue. Used to be that they were spamming humans with alerts and notifications, and now they'll be spamming humans, but mostly spamming other agents with this thing doesn't seem right.
And you can actually draw parallels to the real world, where we also have these jobs and these roles in all organizations. There are seniors and there are graduates and there are student workers that are working while they are studying, and they need a little bit more training. And when you have given them a task, they can repeat that for half a year.
They can do that, and some doesn't know the context of what they're doing. Otherwise, only knows the context and uses that to supervise the work of others. But this is what we have built. We have built task runners, embodied agents. So an agent. Representing a building or a system or some physical or real world object or organization, and experts, and have them. We have them interacting with each other. So we have a part in proptech OS, and we also have a Slack channel where we can see how they talk with each other. So far, it's something that's the early days, and we are seeing what works and what doesn't work. But we have this agentic organization is emerging in proptech OS, and it doesn't mean that everything will be just automated. So those of you who have used Lovable, which is a coding agent, it does work, but the magic experience is when you give it some objective of something, it comes up with a plan, and all you as a supervisor is left with is to either say implement the plan or to give input on revising the plan. And that is what we are doing for proptech. So we have this agentic workspace in proptech OS where the agents live. And just to be clear, so we are using models somewhere else. We are not developing AI. We are just enabling AI to do something. So the agents that we are running, they are OpenAI GPT-5 or 5.1, or Claude, Sonnet, or Opus, that are capable of taking an objective and figuring out what to do in order to achieve it. So let's see if we have this. Thank you. So if this is looking into what one of these agents are doing when they are trying to, in this case, figure out if ventilation is running at night, which it shouldn't. And it is just, you see here how it is coming around proptech OS and trying to find tools that fit the job to, in this case, come up with a list of things that it doesn't seem to be quite right. And it's doing it quite similar to what a human would do, and the input is not a strict sequence like a recipe, but it's more given an objective that it's then figuring out what tools are needed.
So it's like looking above the shoulder of a colleague.
Yeah, more like that, and it's something where you don't need to for these expert agents, you don't give them the exact instructions of what to do, but what to achieve, and then they can reason their way towards that. So we had a coming out of building of having the power of MCP unleashed. We had a simple agentic roadmap from that started in over the summer. When we came to the second monthly iteration of that, we figured that this was no longer valid because what we thought with these autonomous agents, that was science fiction, actually something that we are already doing now. So we did an agentic proptech roadmap instead, which we are now halfway through, and we have something that stuck to me the last couple of weeks is Dario Amodei of Anthropic, who said that anyone who has a roadmap longer than 6 months are not allowed to do anything at Anthropic, and it's sort of the same. We have a roadmap to I mean the long-term vision is clear, but exactly what we'll do, we have it until midsummer, and the big thing that we are aiming for is to release the proptech suite in February. So we have.
And it was February which year?
Yeah, 2027.
It's next year.
It's next
year.
It's
26.
It's in 2 months.
It's in 2 months. Yeah.
So we the work that we are doing now is to enable AI to be good proptech workers, real estate workers. So now they can find the data, they can control things, they can make service objects, get work orders, and we are continue to work on that roadmap. And
wait, you said that are we open sourcing some of this?
Yeah, so the agents that we have done, the experts that we have done, you can go look at them. You can go run them with either in your proptech OS or on something else. They are not proptech OS specific. They are about providing an objective and a way of doing it, a format for doing it. So you can go look at them and just and run them yourself, or figure out how this works and propose something else. You can add your own agents to it. So we have this now in production, where we have expert agents, we have autonomous agents, we have hundreds of task runners monitoring and generating things that
like
some supervisor should perhaps
generating a work order in a facility management system if an alarm is coming up in an energy management system.
Yeah. So previously we would be creating a lot of them with something similar to a task runner. Now we have the task runners call in an expert to then see if a work order is really warranted. We have
that's this question, and it's also very good how our perspective is on how to ensure that we can mentally cope with this speed of innovation.
Yeah,
it's like it's like coming into a candy store. It's Friday evening, and you have to pick and choose. The short answer to this is that it has to be the use cases that makes the most purpose and outcome for you in your organization that is driving this, because otherwise you can spend hours, months, maybe
just preparing for something.
Just preparing. Mm-hmm. And there was one more question.
We'll get back to that since we're coming out of time. But this is so we February 19th will launch the entire agentic suite. You can come into the demo room in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and you can see. We can talk more interactively of what it is that we are doing now and how. And stay tuned for February 19th. If you would like to try something, you can sign up for proptech OS. You can reach out to one of us. What you have, your idea. So the magic thing about this is that we will not be providing the expertise. The expert agents that we have built, we haven't. It's not because we have this unique insight of anything. So you can make your own agents, and it's probably you on the call that have the expertise needed, and you can keep your agents. Just because we have a open source doesn't mean that everything needs to be open source. If you have some unique,
we actually have we opened up. We did a pre-test with one of our good friends in Denmark, and he made this small energy management system. And in 1 hour, we added into their demo environment as an embedded app. And the question here is also very important from Søren, that who have the data that is this data lake and governance. It's the customers' data.
So
it's very important.
Yeah, I mean, we of course can take care of our so that we don't take anyone's data or make claim for anyone's data, but we can also see that the commercial and legal setup with these frontier models is also these are enterprise system built for enterprise AI. Yeah. You're not giving away any data by using them, and also in an agentic setting. You're not first giving away all the data but the data is actually given to the agents at runtime. Yeah. It's you're not giving anyone any training.
And we're of course supporting EU Data Act and all that stuff. Carlo has a question.
Yeah, it's the same. I think it's the same. It is the same. The same supervision that you are doing now. Now, when you have someone doing something, you are supervising it and making sure that junior associates doesn't do anything. It will be a learning curve for everyone. So if 37% is automated, maybe we'll take a percent or something to supervise, but it will be on the scale of months becoming hours. It is more on the everything that is not these 37%. You will have your newfound superpowers of generative AI, whatever you need to read, to sift through, to generate analysis.
And also you get a supervisor agent actually.
Yeah, a lot of it is the answer is also the agents, to have this hierarchy of agents, so that they will consolidate and supervise and figure out if something is out of place.
Good. We are running out of time. We could stay here for all day. It's one of the first webinars I've ever done where we had so many people staying through. Yeah. We have only had 5 that had to leave for meetings at 10, but we have had full coverage or full participation. Thank you for that.
And we have posted the link to the demo room. Anna. Yep.
Down.
Yeah, join
subscribe.
The demo room. Yeah.
Ding ding.
And we'll come in there and start it up in 10 minutes.
Thank you, Matthias.